Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Steve with Brother Handyman. I greatly appreciate you tuning in. So we're gonna dive into it. I salvaged this from the trash. My neighbor was, excuse me, my neighbor was throwing it out, and but there's some very interesting components in here that you can use, keep for different projects. Um, so as we dive into here, this actually tearing this apart is going to lead to another video later in the future. Been taking these apart for quite a while now because there's one particular part in here that I want, and I'll ultimately make a welder out of it, a DIY welder. So you can maybe potentially and get you a few microwaves out of the trash, get you these couple of these parts, which I don't want to kind of spoil it, but if you already know what I'm talking about, you're way ahead of the game. But get you a couple of these, wire them together, and make you a welder, and then you can do other stuff at home with a lot less money than buying an actual welder. So let's get into it. Let's take this thing apart and salvage some parts out of here that you can potentially use, and some things that I'm not even going to keep. I'll show you that there are uses for them. Let's get into it. Ooh. Really start out by just removing every screw. Depending on what kind of projects you do, this sheet metal is really good to keep. Now this one is very full of grease, so you'd have to clean it off well. But the sheet metal is some good metal to use for certain projects. Obviously, you couldn't use it for a big project, but you got some good metal. These bulbs are good. You can try to wire them in such a way where you can use them for your power tools. This right here. Now, if you're a seller on eBay or not, this is good to sell on eBay. you get the model number, and you get the type this is, everything. So whenever you go to make your description, your title, that you put this in there, and then you can click. You can put the turntable. I forget exactly the name of that item, but you got to find the item name, and then when you click into your eBay, you can go down to the solds all the way on the left hand. If you're on desktop, it's all the way in the left hand. You click solds, and then it'll bring up the solds. Usually your solds are in green. And then if you're on mobile, you just hit filter and you go down, see more, and you click it there. And then it can show you the price they go for. So they even have capacitors in here that are good. And you know they're not bad because they're not swollen. Like if it's swollen with a dome shape on capacitors, they're no good. So these are still good. So you can always save them if you wanted to go that realm. I've had a TV that went bad, and then when I later found out it was the capacitor that went out. So it was easily fixed having capacitors. And this cord right here is really good to keep, especially if you do DIY type of stuff, because this is pretty good gauge wire, 14 gauge. So if you have wire that goes out on your tool, you can always replace it with this. Now, obviously, it's not going to be a short. It's going to be a short cord. Excuse me. It's going to be a short cord, but it'll get you through if the other one broke or something happened to it. Alright, So here's the big guy that I want and I'm after. I've got a few of these that I want to wire them together and create a welder out of it. Show you how to do it. Now these are very dangerous. These can make a lot of power. They can you can literally melt metal with one of these guys, with just one. We're going to put a few of them together and make a welder. Look for that for the upcoming video on that one. I probably won't be out in a few weeks after this one comes out, but it's going to come out. Now this guy is very, very dangerous. These store a lot of energy. So if you mess with these, be very careful. You can get shocked with those. So. Now if you're a scrapper, you can scrap some of this wire for the aluminum. I mean, not aluminum, excuse me, copper. Now this one, typically this is copper coated aluminum wire, this one right here. And this one up here is usually your typical copper wire all the way through. So if you want to salvage this, you can. You can probably keep all these wires too. I mean, if you're scrapping. Because I don't think they're any useful if you're not.
And here's your little motor that's for the turntable. So if you were very good with wood, you could make a little jewelry box and then put a little ornament on it, and maybe like a ballerina or something you can twirl around on. So depending on how much of a pain is this door to replace, because if it's a big pain, then somebody's probably, if this door is a big pain to take apart, then nobody's going to want to buy it. I guess not. I guess it just falls right off at the right angle. That's a piece. So probably someone buy a door for maybe $20. So all right, so that's pretty much it. They also have this, which it's pretty interesting. They got two magnets right there. Together, obviously. Yank this apart. And if they won't go together, then those are the same poles. But if you turn them around, now they're opposite poles and they stick together. And be very careful if you play with these that your fingers don't get caught, because it will smash them. So they're very good magnets. So well, this right here is easy to take apart. You just got to need a vise, use some gloves, and you can take it apart pretty good. There is copper in here. This little plug deal, it's all copper, so you can also scrap the copper in there as well. So that's about it, guys. You can do a lot. You can take this and scrap it as well, because all that metal, you can get some money for that metal too. There's probably other videos on scrapping. I really don't do scrapping. It takes a lot of time to do it, but I will be using this in making a welder. I have about maybe 3 of these now, and I want to put them all together, and hopefully I have 4. I think I want to make a welder with 4 of them. So I'm not sure how many I got. If I got 3, I'm going to have to wait until I get another microwave. But yeah, I greatly appreciate you watching. Give me a like and a subscribe if you find this information valuable. But as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.